Okay, Nailani, we're already live. Ayan. Wow. Okay, so wait, nagpa-pop out. Yes, I can hear you. Let me just put on my lapel para mas malinaw ang audio. I can hear you. Hello? Hi guys. Okay, so we're already live. We're just waiting for Nailari to have yung kanyang YouTube set up. I think he can't hear us, so let me just message him para magkarinigan tayo. Okay. Okay, so wow, okay, Going Popcorn is here, sabi niya, present. Art Laurent is here, sabi niya, I told you, feel ko mananalo si Nicaragua than Dominican Republic. Bacon de Corgi Bernal says, watching from Australia. Hi, Larry Elima. Nay, I think Bacon de Corgi Bernal knows you. So, Clarinda Cortez is here. Sabi niya, Nicaragua is my second choice for after our very own Michelle Bernal. Sabi ni Bacon the Corgi Bernal, watching from Australia. Hello, Larry Elima from Gina and Mona. Ayan. Nay, Larry? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think the reason why hindi tayo magkakinigan, it's because hindi ako naka-earphone. So let me just open my, what do you call this? My earphones dahil ikaw naman ngayon ang hindi ko marinig. This is actually only the second time that I've tried doing live stream that is shared live stream. So ayan, naririnig ko na yung makindilya ng ano ni Nailari. So Nailari, I think baka kailangan mo ng loudspeaker or gumamit ng earphones para magkarinigan tayo. Okay. So, Daniel P. Yuzon is here. Sabi niya, hi Sir Jason. Hey, hello Daniel. Magandang tanghali sa lahat from the Philippines. And okay. So there. Excuse muna natin si Nailari. He's going to get earphones para magkarinigan kami. I think this is this is the right time na pag-usapan natin yung results ng Miss Universe because I am very happy with the crowning of Shanice. Shanice is among the girls in my top 20 that I think may potential na manalo this year. I think that it was spectacular that eventually the crown went to a country na hindi pa nananalo ever. And I am very, very glad with the results of the Miss Universe this year, especially doon sa top 20, top 10, top 5, and top 3. So I think ultimately this is a very successful edition. I think overall nagawa ng Miss Universe na ibalik yung glamour doon sa what do you call this doon sa pageant. I think that the Miss Universe itself. Yes, Nai, don't worry. We will be waiting for you. Don't worry about this. I am just currently prepping up yung mga nandito ngayon. Okay, so before we begin, I do hope that everyone would please take a moment to like our live stream para mas marami yung makarinig, makakita ng ating video episode mamaya because liking the live stream allows us to activate yung algorithm ng YouTube. Yes, Nailari, loud and clear. Okay, so for those that are here, please do. Yes, Nailari, I can hear you now. Okay. Um, hello, Nai?
Ano ba yan?
Ayan. Narinig na kita.
Narinig mo na ako?
Yes, narinig na kita. Ayan. Okay. So, let me first introduce you, Nai Larry. He is my... Okay, Nai, naglalag on your end. Naglalag on your end. Okay, so let me first introduce Nailari. Nailari is actually my mentor in Sash Factor. In fact, when we started coverages in Miss Universe around 2014, Nailari was actually the one who taught me the ropes on pageant coverages. Binigay niya ako ng life lessons on where to get the best spots, where to find the scoop, where to find stories with regards to our coverages so that we are able to give you stories and events and mga happenings in the Miss Universe that other pageant sites does not provide for you. And this is where I've learned how to create content on pageantry because he was my mentor and he is also the co-founder of Sash Factor. He's the one who's always been, my guiding light when it comes to issues in pageantry. He's the one who is always giving me different perspectives than the usual na mga pageant perspectives ng mga pageant fans to look at things from different points of view, from different mga angles so that I can create content that is appealing, that is intriguing, and mind-stimulating for you guys. So please welcome Nai Larry to our live stream. So let's give him a round of applause, everyone. Ayan. Hello, Nai. Kumusta? How are you?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes. Clear, clear po. Clear, Nai. Very clear.
Jason, nagpo-frozen ba ako or ikaw ang nag-frozen ka?
On my end, okay na. You're on your end, I think kung minsan yes, on your end kung minsan nag-freeze. Ayan. Ikaw ang naglalag, Nay. Okay, so Gemma Ilum says, "Hi, Sir Jason. Thanks for the very insightful coverage of Miss Universe 2023. Do you think MU is okay? Sige, Nay. I am adjusting my microphone para mas marinig mo ako. Ayun. So, let me do this. How about this? Can you hear me now, Nay?
I can hear you, but it's...
Oh, okay. Because on my end, everything is clear. Okay. On my end, it's very clear. The audio and the video is very clear. So, yeah. So, what do you think, Tay, of the results of the Miss Universe pageant this year? Okay. Sandali lang po, Nay. Let me just message you. Mm-mm. Ah, okay.
Phrases, phrase stop, something.
Uh, okay. So let
Mm.
me just message you because I think in your end, the it's the what do you call this? It's your on your end yung may problem. Yes, sige. We'll wait for you, Nay. In the meantime, daldal muna ako ng daldal dito, okay?
Sa office.
Okay, so while Nay Larry is changing, naglilipat ng lugar.
Oh,
Okay, I think that's much better. Okay, ang dami na dito yung mga
na lang,
okay, ang dami ng mga
hawakan ko na lang to.
nagko-comments. Ayan, much better. I can hear your audio much better. Your video as well, mas klaro. Yes. Okay. So where were we? Okay, guys. While we're still waiting for Nailari to settle down, I'd like to invite everyone to please give the live stream a like so that later the algorithm of YouTube is going to promote the video content. And please also, for those who are new here, please do follow us and subscribe to our channel so that we have, we grow this community together. Ayan. Nailari, I think your mas okay na yung lugar ni Nailari. Yan. Ayan, mas maganda na. Okay, so what do you think
Okay.
of the results? Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think this year, mm-mm.
Yeah, the eventual, I mean, the final winner, Miss Nicaragua, itong si Shanice, you can easily say that from the very first graded competition, talagang she gave her all. Kitang-kita mo, she really wanted to win. She was hungry to win, and then she will do everything just to cinch the crown. That's my 2 cents.
And
Deserve ni ate. Deserve ni ate manalo.
yeah. Yeah, and I think
Mm.
nakaganda yung from the very beginning of the competition, she seems always like she's happy. She's happy being there.
Mm.
She's always like maaliwalas yung vibes niya. We never saw
True, true.
her, look look very like burdened or stressed with the competition. Parang nandun siya to enjoy and as well as really give her best during the competition. And I think that's one of the reasons why hindi ganon kabigat natanggapin yung pagkapanalo niya because it was very light yung energies
Mm.
around her
Mm.
from the very beginning of the competition. And she's not
Mhm.
always in the initial na mga picks ng mga tao ito, ng mga pageant pages na potentially the next Miss Universe, but she's always in the list coasting along the fifth, sixth, seventh na spot, always an inch closer towards the
Mhm.
top three, ganyan, but never
Yeah,
like,
top 3, top 5. Yeah,
oo,
she's always there. She's always there. Yeah,
yeah,
encompassing all pageant sites, all
yeah.
pageant experts, she's always there.
And maganda yung trajectory ng kanyang campaign na kalma lang, hindi masyado gigil, hindi masyado in your face, hindi rin masyado agresibo yung kanyang mga fans. which I think helped
Mm-hmm.
because it allowed her to become more focused on the what do you call this on the task at hand. So I think overall, her campaign was a very strong campaign because even on her socials, she really just talks of ano yung mga importanteng mga bagay sa kanya. So there is nothing to really wala kang maipintas kumbaga doon sa doon
Yeah,
sa
yeah.
campaign niya, no? And
Yeah,
importante
she
din
came.
kasi
Yeah, she
go
came
ahead,
well
go ahead.
prepared. She came well
Yeah.
prepared. From the moment she landed in El Salvador, you can see that from day one she had a game plan.
Mm-mm.
And then based on my sources in El Salvador, buses and loads of families and friends and fans from Nicaragua went to El Salvador just to support her. Mm.
So
You
which
know, it
means
talagang talagang
there's the crowd rooting for her talaga.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah. Family and friends. Nicaragua is just like, within the continent, right? It's just like
Mm-mm.
they will just cross the border and then, they can have a party in El Salvador.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be easier for them. And then what would you do? What would you do? If it's the venue is closer to
Mm-mm.
your residence, or why not go there and
Yeah.
support your candidate? Yeah, that's a good one.
And
Mm,
also, I think nakadagdag din ng moral yung crowd support because even
of
during the
course,
preliminaries, nandun yung family niya to support her. So
of
it
course.
really boosts the energy, the the uh, the winning vibe and winning glow of the candidate.
Mm-hmm. And then you know what? Whenever sabi ng mga media people doon na when you call Nicaragua, Nicaragua, she will always give you a smile and then acknowledge. She give you a wave and then that blow kiss kind of thing. Yeah, she's really adorable.
Okay, so
Mm,
ibig sabihin,
walang kapaguran daw si ate.
so that is
Walang
good.
kapaguran. Hindi na mapagod kahit at the end of the rehearsals, at the end of the event, whenever you call her name or call the country, yeah, she will just always give you a positive vibe, a positive response,
Which is good kasi
which is
these
good.
kinds of feedback allows us to appreciate her win a lot more because
Mm, mm,
the mere fact that she's nice to the fans, she's always, giving a wave, giving a smile, acknowledges the fans, hindi siya nagmumukhang tipid sa pag-acknowledge ng mga fans. Tells
correct.
you a lot of yung preparedness niya
Mm,
mentally to take on the job of a Miss Universe, essentially, right?
mm,
Do you
yeah.
think, Nay, that with the Latina winning Miss Universe this year, magiging maganda ito for the business ng Miss Universe? Because we all know yung tawag nito, yung financial situation ng JKN and the
Mm,
issues na baka mabankrupt na, malapit na mag-bankrupt ang Miss Universe. So, do you think
mm,
that with a Latina winning, there is a possibility na mag-recoup sila ng kanilang mga financial losses because the Latina market is a very huge market.
mm. You know what? I would think, it would most likely help.
Yeah,
Okay, number one is, remember, for so many years the Latina people, they are really, you know dying to get the crown back,
yeah.
right? And then
Uh,
it looks like the collaboration of the Latina people, let's say El Salvador this year, and then next
yeah,
year Mexico. It looks like these people are now pouring in money, yeah, just to make the pageant get back to its glorious
see,
days. That's what I
yes,
say, right? So I'm not really sure if one Shanice Palacios can save the whole Miss Universe, financial losses or whatever.
yeah,
But she might probably influence other businesses. Or you know what? Why don't you just you just put in, business, and then, work with us, and then collaborate, and then, yeah, let's make this whole Miss Universe be I mean, to revive
Yeah.
the whole Miss Universe into the Latino continent,
Yeah.
if I would say.
Yeah, and also,
Mm,
as I was looking over the hosting in Mexico, it feels like it's Central America, because Nicaragua
mm-hmm,
is found in Central America. They're the ones that are
mm-hmm.
actually pouring in the investment to host the pageant, and
Yes.
I I think that there's money there, especially if the government is pretty much involved in
Mm-hmm,
the, what do you
mm-hmm,
call this, in the pageant, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is the first time that the president is really
Hands on.
hands-on. Yeah, for a beauty pageant, a big beauty pageant event like this. This is the, based on my as long as I remember, this
Yeah.
is the only one. The last thing that president or a higher up was involved in a Miss Universe pageant like this was yung kay Madam Imelda, di ba?
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yes.
Oo. But I think that this is mas grandiose
Yes.
than before. It looks
Yeah.
like the El Salvadoran government pour all
Yeah.
their government money on this one. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is because they really we heard President Bukele. They are working on the rebirth of the nation. That's why
Yeah.
what? Why not? Invest
Mm-mm.
on a big event like this, and then boom, yeah, and then we can get back. I mean, we can recoup all the marketing costs that we
Yes.
spent for this kind of event.
Okay. So, Nay Larry, we
Mm,
had a earlier conversation around
yes.
last evening, and you mentioned something about the infrastructure that was provided for the media people who's covering the event. Can you tell us more about what you've heard about the dormitories, the hotels, the
Mm,
transportation, and security? Because I think
mm,
the people that are watching us would be very excited to know more about that.
mm, mm. So we've been covering Miss Universe for more than a decade now, right? And
Yeah.
then this is the first time that Miss Universe, courtesy of President Bukele, sponsored accommodation for media, for the press. They gave not really hotel, but dormitory accommodation in the University of San Salvador. And then this dormitory is a very nice, well refurbished
Yes.
uh, rooms, and
Dorms.
then it's clean. Yeah, and it's clean, and then it looks like, yeah, it's pretty much, can pass the American standard. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dormitory, but it looks like a semi hotel kind of thing. And then not
Yeah.
only that, they offer free breakfast every day, and then from the school, San Salvador University, going to the venue, which is Intercon, or to the gym, or to the other events. The buses are provided for the very
Okay.
first time.
And you also
Mm.
mentioned something about soldiers as security
Oh,
for, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, nakakatawa. The
Oh,
security is really tight. The security, narinig mo ako?
yes, yes,
Oh, no.
yes,
Oh,
very much.
okay. So they have security 24/7 though. And then these security are young armies. They're thinking that, oh, probably these people, I mean, these soldiers are newbies, and then they probably, doing their duties as newbies here in the school, in the dormitory.
Mm. And
And then not
that's
only
not,
that, yeah, not only that, the press people, they noticed that there was no big networks like the
yeah,
Telemundo or the CNN. and then all those big networks in the Latin countries.
Yeah.
President Bukele or the Ministry of Tourism, whoever handled that event, they banked on social media people, the press people, influencers from Venezuela, from Colombia, and everything, with millions and millions of followers. So for them, the marketing is just like they are banking on the right target audience. They put money on the right track.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Mm.
kind of agree. I kind of like I kind of like the fact that with Miss Universe this year, they are treating the social media people as people that can actually really reach the communities, the audiences that they want to get. In order for them to have a very successful, awareness campaign for Nicaragua,
Correct.
sorry, for El Salvador, sorry, and for them to give a taste of this is the hospitality that you can receive here. And
Mm-hmm.
the mere fact that they are doing free dormitories for the bloggers, these online media people, tells me that they are investing on social
Mm-hmm.
media presence,
Correct.
because it does tie in din doon sa fact that their one of their main currencies is cryptocurrency, and I think it ties in
Oh,
with the development of cryptocurrency, with social media, with the web integration of those two. So maybe this is a very interesting development,
yeah.
because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if the Miss Universe would soon develop a Miss Universe coin, then this is something that they are going to look at in a positive light, because it will give
Yeah.
them more exposure.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Mhm. And then on top of that, most of the key people, I mean, key personnel of Miss Universe, somehow,
Yeah.
remember during the pageant, that Mr. Himede, Julio Himede kind of thing. Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
came,
Oh,
and
right.
then based on the operation, the credentials people, they have a Salvadorian roots. So
Mm-mm.
it looks migrated to somewhere else, went back to El Salvador.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
That's why it looks like it's well coordinated. And then all those people who have roots from El Salvador, they are so passionate, collaborated each other, and then made a good show.
Yeah.
Very nice
Yes.
of them. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
I really really appreciate the way they did it.
And Nailari, okay, so
Mm.
let's pause muna our conversation, and just wanted
Okay,
to go to the comment section, because
okay.
um, probably they are friends of yours. Bacon the Corgi Bernal says they're watching from Australia. Hello, Larry Elima from
The
Gina and
corgi.
Mona. Yes. So I probably you know them.
Hi, Bacon.
So
Hi,
shout out mo naman
Mona.
sila. Ayan.
They are they are pediatricians in Australia.
Ayan. O,
Mga
shout out to
pasyentera yan.
Gina and Mona. Sabi nila, Larry Elima
Mga
aka
batikang
Bella
pediatrician yan.
Flores. Sabi nila, Bella Flores, your
Oo
moniker
nga.
among us in Sash Factor. Okay,
Alam na ako, Belia Flores.
there's also a comment here, Nai, from Art Laurent, which is a friend who's is current Filipino friend who's currently in Madrid. Sabi niya, I told you na hindi ibibigay sa isang Miss Supranational because NUO will never elevate the Miss Supranational brand. What do you think about that with regards to Antonia? Because I think, to be fair, Antonia
Mm,
did her homework as well. but it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
probably her fate to win Miss
Mm-hmm.
Universe this year, because I think during the finals you can really see, the lightness and the radiance on Shanice. But however, what do you think about the supranational winners like Carla Gilfu, who was first
Yeah.
runner-up in
Mm-hmm.
Miss Supranational in 2019, making at was it 2020, making it into the top five, as well as Antonia Porcel being first runner-up, not making any strides further towards the crown.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think? Personal opinion. This is my personal opinion, and then
Yeah,
disclaimer muna. This is only me. Miss Universe doesn't care if you win Miss Barangay or Miss Supranational or Miss whatever
yeah,
your crown was. They don't care. What they care about is they would pick a woman who could who could deliver what the mission vision, and then what kind of empowerment they would like to give it to the audience, or to the universe. Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah, it doesn't connect if you were first runner up there, or win, or titleist there, or whatever. I think they don't care.
Yeah. And
Mm.
I think maybe we are overthinking
Mm.
this stuff too much, whether or not they would crown another winner from another pageant system. So maybe it
Mm.
was just the time for
Yeah.
Thailand to win. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about the top two winners being very commercial beauties this year? Kasi I think that whether it's Shanice or it's Antonia who wins, it's a win-win situation for the Miss Universe organization, because one, if they crown Thailand, I'm thinking that Thailand can bring in, investments, can bring in
Why not? That's
endorsements
right.
via Antonia.
That's right.
However, with
That's right.
Shanice, she also has a huge berth in terms of influence, because she can easily get endorsements from the entire, not just Latin America, the entire, even if we contain it within the entire Central America, American countries, like Panama, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras. These are countries that she can actually, bring into in terms of investment. So what do you think about that?
Mm-hmm. Either of the two, they will make good Miss Universe anyways.
Mm-mm,
The only thing we are overthinking about Thailand is that,
mm-mm.
number one, Thailand, she's a pageant veteran.
Yeah.
You know what? Being a pageant veteran, won the other crown. You know,
Mm-mm.
although there must be two other, those two are two different systems, beauty systems, right? But
Yeah.
you have that idea of what's going on, because
Yes.
the mere fact that you are crowned, that means that you're going to be the ambassadress, or ambassador, if I may say, of
Yeah.
of the brand, right? and
Right.
then and then being ambassador, you will be getting, lots of exposures, lots of business, everything.
Mm-mm.
So if let's say, if they pick Thailand, the repercussion would be based on Thailand business, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, and then now they pick Nicaragua. Is going to be the Latin American business, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Although Chinese doesn't have that experience, doesn't have that long journey being a pageant,
Mm-mm.
attitude, with her personality, with her perseverance, for I think that's for her. It's just gonna be like, 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be very easy for her, because
Mm-mm.
she is determined, and then she knows what she really wants.
Mm-mm. Okay, so now let me just
Yeah, either of
divert.
the two.
Yeah, let me just divert the conversation to the hosting itself. I've seen the comeback of the girls having more time at El Salvador to enjoy the tourist spots, to enjoy
Mm.
food, the culinary
Oh yeah.
experience, kumbaga.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
they also have a floor-to-wall LED screens in an X shape. So do you think that the glamour is being returned back to the Miss Universe experience? Because these are things that when we were covering in, for example, in Las Vegas, we were all in just a matter of 7 days of the or 10 days of the Miss Universe pageant back then. They were all everything is done inside the hotel in Planet
Mm.
Hollywood. So do you think that this time around, Kun-An is doing right in terms of having more candidate experience,
Mm.
more of the country in Miss Universe in El Salvador?
Mm. My answer is I hope so. I hope they would sustain that kind of, that kind of pasabog.
Yeah.
Mo lang is, whoever would,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
and then you
Yeah.
really have to surpass the previous year's event.
Yes.
El Salvador treatment, the El
Yeah.
Salvador hospitality. Oh, it's big shoes to fill in. Oh, by the way, ang mga media pala, they were given 4 days for free. four
So
days for free every single day.
around
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, around El Salvador. Maybe 4 or 5 hours in the morning. You have a free tour, and then in the afternoon, if you have the press activities or whatever, that's the time that you will go. But every single day for four
so
consecutive days, and then I think right after the prelims, they were treated like a cocktail party somewhere on top of a hill or on the foot of a hill, something like that. It's like a bar.
so
Yeah.
it's not only the candidates that were treated well,
No.
but also
No.
the
Hmm.
press people
Hmm.
and the
Yeah.
people who attending the events, right?
Correct. Yeah. That's right. On the contrary, El Salvador is a safe place. El
Mm,
Salvador is they have a warm hospitality. Yeah, that's why that's why
okay. So this
these
is very
people
much
will give a message to the whole
yeah.
world that what, El Salvador is open.
Mm-mm.
Come and
Mm-mm.
and enjoy, something like that. That's gonna be the message of
Yeah.
all those bloggers and influencers.
Yeah.
But
And
going
this is
back
also
to
good.
yeah
This is good.
yeah
This
going
is good
yeah
for the image of the country.
correct, and then back
Yeah.
to the hosting kind of thing. I hope that
Mm-mm.
Mexico would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then based on the uh, Miss Universe pageant, that guy, the businessman guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I
The
hope
the
I
the
hope
the
the
he's very
Mexican.
present. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's very present in the pageant. I
in
just
the
forgot his
pageant.
name.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot his name, but every single pageant, he's hands on, and then yeah,
Mm.
he's following, the what's happening every single
Okay.
day. So I hope he would do the same.
Yeah, because I think Mexico has a very vibrant culture. They have a very interesting culinary experience that they can offer to
Correct.
the world as
Yeah.
well.
Hmm.
And it would be great to have
Yeah.
all of this, cultural thing brought up in the Miss Universe next year.
Oh, I like
Wherever
that.
wherever in Mexico there's going to
Yeah.
to be held, right?
Yeah, and then you know what? You really have to accept it, Jason. We've been to
Mm-mm.
Las Vegas so many times. Is there any
Yeah, I
culture
know.
there? I didn't see any culture there
I know.
except the casinos and whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And
Di ba?
I
Ang
remember
saya,
yeah,
ang saya-saya
oo,
pag may
ang saya.
culture.
And to think that masaya na kahit nawala 'yon
Mm,
in Las Vegas because the Miss Universe really brings joy to fans.
correct, correct, correct.
And how much more if we experience all of this, very, very cultural things
Mm.
in the pageant. So the experience is even more enriched. And if we are able to experience that as press people, I'm sure
Mm.
the candidates would pretty much enjoy it for much further
For sure,
because
yeah.
I re-
Mm.
I remember nagkukwento ka na that when the Miss Universe happened in was it Atlanta that
Mm.
not even the taxi drivers are aware that the Miss
Correct.
Universe is happening there. and
Nakakatawa nga in Atlanta or even in New Orleans.
oo, oo.
Yeah, syempre, we take the cab, we book Uber, and then they will ask, "Oh, you guys are dressed so well. Where did you come from? What's happening?" And then they always say, "Oh,
Mm-mm.
you know what? Don't you know that Miss Universe is happening right now, right in your city?" And then they will just say, "Really? Oh, yeah, it's happening right now." But on in El Salvador, if you take a cab, if you ask those people, having I mean those little
Mm-mm.
street food vendors or whatever, if you ask them, they know that Miss Universe came to town.
Oo.
So there must be a national campaign. Probably President Bukele announced it, nationwide that, hey, you guys behave, Miss Universe is coming,
Yeah.
something like that. So you know people supported the president, yeah, with that huge
Yeah.
event.
Yes.
Very nice. I really appreciate that. Yun
Oo.
nga lang, hindi ako nakapunta.
So, Nay, sabi ni Art Laurent, Raul
Mm.
Rocha is the name of the American
Yes.
Mexican business guy bringing the pageant to Mexico next year. So
Yes.
we
Oh, yeah.
have
Yeah.
because of the experience, because of the grandiosity of the
Mm.
Miss Universe
Mm.
experience this year, I think that Mexico is going to even more invest in terms of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
experience for their hosting, di ba? Siyempre,
Mexico will
magpapatalo ba naman
upstage El
sila, di
Salvador,
ba?
I hope, para masaya.
Exactly, exactly.
Habugan
Oo.
talaga. Bardagulan na ika nga.
Oo. Tapos also, Nay, there is a comment here because
Mm.
I just wanted to go to one of the earlier comments here.
Okay.
It's from Rafael Martinez. He says, "Hi,
Yes.
Sir Jessen and Sir Larry. Super
Hi.
happy of MMD's performance.
Oh
Her
yeah,
evening
MMD.
gown is such a showstopper. I can even hear cat gasping in the background while Zuri was speaking." So, isa sa mga pinagkwentuhan natin is last night was the probable reference to Huang Od, to
Yes.
Apo
Yes.
Huang Od.
Mm.
So what are your thoughts after seeing the gown? Kasi there is like push and pull na ano kaya magiging itsura? Will it be
Mm.
something that is very, that would work for the Miss Universe stage?
Mm.
What's your thoughts?
Honestly, that gown is exquisite. Honestly,
Mm,
you know what? Even kahit
yeah.
na let's say gown itself exquisite because
Yeah.
we've never seen a gown like that before.
Okay.
Yeah,
On my end,
it's black. Yes, it's black, but
yes.
it has an indelible mark sa stage.
Mm-mm. Okay. Okay.
Nagandahan
On
ako.
my end, Larry, that wasn't surprising to me because in when I was still in school, way back in the 90s, ayan,
Mhm.
magkano na tayo, matanda na ako. Um, when I was still in UP, uh,
Mm.
Ino Soto delivered a talk amongst us, and one of the couture gowns that she brought in was inspired by the pintados, which is similar
Oo.
to the gown that Michelle wore. So I was not very shocked
Oh.
with the kinalabasan because in 1996 when Inisoto created a Pintados national costume for Rieda Marie Mendoza, now Congressman Romualdez,
Lourdes, oo.
yes, for Miss International, that remind me of that. And if you haven't noticed, Nay, uh, if you look at Bea Luigi Gomez gown in Miss
Mm.
Universe in Eilat in El Salvador, it also referenced the pintados, the gold thing.
Oh.
However, the difference was it was gold on gold for Bea Luigi, while it's more of the more visual contrast of black on skin for Michelle. So I was expecting that if it's going to be Apo Huang Od, that's going to be her reference. It's going to be skin tone with black.
Oh,
Yan.
I
So
see. Okay.
another a fashion lesson from the history.
Yung kay Beatrice pala, ano pala yun, hindi kita mo
Mm-mm.
hindi ko napansin yung mga gold on gold na yun ah. Ang napansin ko yung
Yes.
tattoo niya sa
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 arm.
arm, sa arm.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh,
So
but
that's
mm,
so
mm. but
yeah. Go ahead. Go
for
ahead.
me
Ed.
for me, you know, one good thing for Michelle's gown, yeah, you can see the triangles and then the circles and then the bra type kind of thing. Pero on the side, I love the you know the ano tawag doon yung fold, parang origami fold. Anong tawag doon sa fashion?
Oh,
Yung parang may
pleats or
pleats,
pin
pleats,
tops?
pleats na parang palaylay, something like that. I don't know. I am not really a
Mm,
fashion guy, but I like that it made the gown so soft,
yeah.
and then the sultry, and then beautiful legs of Michelle that was shown there. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I think black has always been Michelle's go-to color. So
Mm.
even in her national pageant in NUPH, she
Mm-hmm.
was wearing a black gown. Ayan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Arterent
But
adds pala na Raul Rocha is a business partner of Olivia Kido. So there.
oh, kaya pala, you know,
Yes.
if you will review such factors picture, the coverage pictures, you can see
Yes.
that that guy is always with the
Yes.
Miss O. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
That explains the reason why lagi silang chika. Mhm.
Yes. So may pera ang tawag ito, ang organization ngayon because
Oo.
they have all of these people, involved in the pageant, and especially if it's going to be, Raul Rocha
Mhm.
involved in the
Correct.
pageant in Mexico later. We expect greater things than what we've seen
Correct. Of
here
course,
in El
yeah.
Salvador.
And then if Raul Rocha has money, Miss O has money too.
Yes.
Hindi rin papatalbog si Miss O, o ba?
so
O, di ba?
let's bring the conversation on the financials, Nay,
Okay.
because
Mm.
because with all of these things happening, is it safe to say that the Miss Universe prefers people with money, whether it's sponsors, whether it's national directors, whether it's countries to host the pageant? Because
Mm.
we've had the bidding war, the changes in the
Mm.
national directors year in and year out. We've been hearing that every year the franchise fees are getting higher, and now there are more avenues for the Miss Universe organization to earn money with 8 or 7 different income
Mm.
streams. So, what do you think about that?
Of course, you know what? Money is the bloodline of any pageant, be it Miss Universe or whatsoever. And then the thing is, for an organization to survive, you really have to you should be talking with dollars coming out of your mouth, diba? And then the thing is,
Yeah.
another is, the favorite part of the house is the kitchen, right?
Mm-mm.
Where the food is.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. If I were IMG, if I were um Kunan, yeah, I will,
Mm-mm.
make relationship with people with money, those people
Yeah.
who can make money,
Yeah.
right? Hmm.
Yeah, agree.
Of course,
Because
of
I
course.
I think there's a lot of fans still that are disillusioned with regards to pageantry. And for the last several weeks that I have been having regular na posts, content on whether it's on socials or whether it's on YouTube, I keep on stressing that the organization cannot survive without investments, without
Mm-hmm.
people pouring money into it. So
Mm-hmm.
I know this is a very unpopular opinion, unpopular thought that most fans would not accept, would not even dare to acknowledge. But pageants need money. And it's
Mm-hmm.
important for pageants that in order for them to survive long term, they have to find partners that would bring in the revenue. Because hindi naman pwedeng mabubuhay lang sila through passion and and dedication lang. Kinakailangan din naman nilang kumain. Much like you've pointed out the kitchen as one of the favorite parts of the house because you eat there, you sustain yourself there. And it's important, I think, that now we have to acknowledge, whether we like it or not, that money, finances is very integral, not just essential, but integral part to a pageant business, especially with the Miss Universe organization, where there are more pageants that are competing for sponsorships, competing with uh, choice national directors, competing with airtime, competing on social media for coverage. So I think fans should really stop complaining that, oh, pera-pera na lang ang Miss Universe because lahat ng pageants kailangan
Guys,
mabuhay.
kasi kung wala naman silang pera, hindi rin yun naman aabunuhan, 'di ba? Kailangan
Yeah.
nilang i-sustain 'yun. And then mind you, in every pageant, be it barangay or be it, local or international, you know, if all things are being equal, they will pick the girl who can attract money.
Mm.
If all things are being equal. Yun yun. Kaya kung sino man yung
Uh-huh.
sentimental favorite niyo, kung sino man yung ano, sorry, kasi ano nila yun eh, it's their pageant, it's their company, it's their project,
Mm.
it's their bloodline. Buhay nila yon, kailangan nilang proteksyonan yon para tumagal sila, para may sustainability sila. 'Di ba?
Mm.
Siguro,
Mm.
let's put the other way around. Kayo yung may-ari ng pageant, ganun din ang gagawin ninyo kasi gusto niyo ma-survive. Right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Kaya sorry kung ganun talaga ang there is always business in pageant. Sabihin niyo pera-pera, o sige pera-pera. But of course, if they really want pera-pera or something, they will choose the girl who most serve account.
Mm. Yes. And
Ganun yun.
business,
Sorry, wag niya. Business
uh
yun eh.
Oo, at the end of the day, business pa din siya. Okay? So, let me just go into one of the comments here.
Sige,
Kasi
sige.
sabi ni John Snow 79, mukhang hindi naman na-highlight yung transformational leaders sa top 5. Unlike last year, na lahat ng top 5 may sinabi when it comes to female leadership. What is your thoughts on that? Bago akong mag counterpoint.
Okay, yung transformational leadership, maybe we were not able to see it. It is because, they only did it in their national pageants.
Mm-mm.
And then we're not aware of the activities they you know, have had
Oo.
from the time they are being crowned up to the time they competed in the Miss Universe stage. So
Yeah.
we really didn't know what happened, in those periods, right? So
Right.
maybe there might be there, but we do not know. It is because it was not really well communicated for the fans
Mm-mm.
like us that, oh, you know what,
Yeah.
Nicaragua made the women to have equal opportunities. There are 100
Yes.
women that Nicaragua was able to get
Help.
employment, kind of
Yeah.
thing. We don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it's her advocacy.
Yeah.
Maybe if she did it, by the time after her national pageant, maybe she did it, or she will be using this Miss Universe platform, to continue her advocacy,
Mm. So
right?
on my
It's
end,
very
oh
easy
yeah, right, right,
to pull the trigger. Well, in
yeah,
fact, it's easy to pull the trigger, but the problem is we do not know our aim. We're pulling the trigger,
mm-mm.
but we do not know our aim.
Yeah,
So, give them the chance. Sa tingin ko, give
oo.
them the chance and tignan natin or whatever.
Okay. On my end
Mm.
din naman ay because I've researched extensively on the bios of the girls for this
Mm.
Miss Universe competition. That's why siguro swertihan ko na 18 out of the 20 semifinalists
Ang galing mo
tumama
ha.
ako.
Kami 15 lang ha.
This is actually the first time na parang dalawa na lang na perfect
Mm.
score ko na sana. But here's the
Mm.
thing. If you may indulge me, okay? Shanice, her advocacy on women empowerment and economic activity and children's education is quite very visible on her social media. Antonia, on the
Mm.
other hand, um, she was volunteering for Operation Smile since she was a teenager way back in 2013, and then
Yeah. Mm.
established her own little steps in 2015.
Mm.
Moriah Wilson has been actively been volunteering for sports education
Mm.
for youth in her country. Colombia, a mother who is also being very vocal about
Mm.
contributions of women, married women, into the Miss Universe conversation has been very evident since she won Miss Universe Colombia. And then
Mm.
the remaining top five, which is Puerto Rico, has been very much involved with mental health, being a volunteer doon sa isa sa
Oh.
mga hotlines nila on mental health, where she
Mm.
provides help for at-risk youths ng mental health need, because some of the people who essentially use these hotlines are uh, uh, youth that have suicidal thoughts. And I think
Mm.
it's important that as fans, we need to research, to do our research in order for us to get to know more of these girls. That is why I am so very happy with the
Mm.
result of the top five, because all of them has been very community involved in their journey for the Miss Universe crown. So
Oh,
I
there you
think that
go.
it's very important na we don't just look at them from the surface level. Kaya nga may mga bios sila. That is also the reason
Mm.
na
Mm.
that after reading their bios, I did dig deeper on their individual bios, kasi sometimes some of the girls that were yung mga bios that were published in the Miss Universe app does not highlight a lot of their smaller achievements. And this is also the reason why ipinasok ko ang lawyer na si Miss South Africa in
South
my
Africa.
list.
Mm.
Si Doctor, si Miss
Jamaica.
Jamaica,
Mm.
which is a practicing medical doctor, currently interning in one of the
Mm.
biggest hospitals
Mm.
in
Oo.
her country. So
Tsaka,
it
tsaka, tsaka,
really,
don't even forget si
mm,
Nepal. She's a nurse.
yes. So
Yeah.
ikaw syempre may special ano ka
Oo,
sa kanya, 'di
siyempre,
ba?
well
'Di ba?
represented, di ba?
Nurses,
Mm.
oo.
So,
So
so
it's I
what you
think
mean, Jason? What you mean, Jason, is that like, people will just, make comments or will just,
yeah, we should
say
stop
some
that.
things na
Oo.
walang ganon, pero meron naman pala, parang ganon.
Meron
Meron
naman.
naman,
Para
meron naman.
let's just, let's just give them the opportunity to show us. Kasi
Mm.
most of the what we see on social media are the glam side of pageants.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the reason why I think there is also a lacking on the Miss Universe organization to
Yeah, to
showcase more
highlight.
of the
Yeah, to
to highlight
showcase.
these. Oo. To highlight this
Tama.
kasi especially on the bios, 'di ba? Para
Mm.
mabigyan din ng equal opportunity na we get to know these girls.
Tama.
Um, 'Di ba? Parang nagigets ko yung punto de vista ni Jon Snow 79 na hindi niya
Mm-mm.
nakikita
Tama.
dahil
Tama.
may kasalanan ang may kasalanan
Miss you.
ang Miss Universe
Mm.
organization na you're promoting transformational
Mm.
leadership, but you're not showing it. I mean, you're telling, yes, but nobody listens. So
Tama.
if nobody listens, then you show. Yun ang
Mhm.
content na i-push mo on your socials para they are given opportunities to shine through their advocacy work din naman, di ba? So
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
it's a um it's both the job of the fans to research and know more about the girls, but it also is majorly the responsibility of the organization na ipakita, to showcase
Correct.
this, to highlight this. No?
Mhm. Mhm.
Ayun.
Jason, may ano dito si Going Popcorn. Ano yung sinasabi niya dito?
Okay. Sabi, the latest comment ni Going Popcorn, nawala yung highlight ng transformational leader M&M kasi naging business M&M na nga ang Miss U 2024. Sabi is Thailand is hosting pero came an investor from Mexico, so lipad agad ang hosting sa Mexico. So business talaga siya. I think that's again,
Paano
you
ba?
go where the money is.
You go with man.
Going,
Tama, tama yun. Sorry,
di ba? Ay,
going
oo.
popcorn, ganun talaga. Siguro kahit
Mm-mm.
ikaw din, let's say nagtitinda ka ng, let's say you're selling your house. You're selling your
Yeah.
house. You're selling your house for 1 million. So, si Mrs. A, kukunin sa'yo ng 1 million. Pero si Mrs. B, kukunin sa'yo 1.2 million. Siyempre, pagbibili mo sa 1.2 million kaysa doon sa 1 million,
Mm-mm.
right? Business talaga.
Right.
Business talaga. Sorry, talagang business talaga. Mm.
Oo.
Tsaka,
And
paano, saan ang galing yung Thailand ang mag-host?
because there was this
Mm.
pronouncement from Kun An that she's planning to bring the Miss Universe pageant to Thailand every 2 years or every certain number of
Ah,
years. Okay.
mm,
So there. So I think plans change and it
mhm.
changes dependent on financial situations,
Selection, and then,
uh,
yeah.
you know,
Parang
financial
ano
and
yun eh.
economic
Oo,
situations.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Financial needs analysis, F&A, something like
Mm-mm.
that.
Oo. Again, let's normalize
Mm,
the conversation of this is now a business. So we really need to start treating it as a business. Hindi na siya,
mm,
it's not, the Miss Universe pageant model, rather, is not the same as the Binibining Pilipinas charity model. They are two different business
this is
entities
mm-hmm.
that operates differently. With Binibining Pilipinas, there is generational wealth
Generational
there.
wealth, di ba? I own the
Diba?
venue. I own the sponsors, di ba?
Yes.
I own
Yes.
Araneta. So I own
Yes.
everything. I don't need big sponsors to go on with my
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yes. So it's even on my end, it's a difficult thing to admit and to accept, but it is the reality that we all
Mm,
have to deal with. So we really, really have to think Miss Universe is a business entity at this point in time. Masakit, pero yun ang totoo.
Ganun eh, pero
And
ganun eh. Mhm.
oo, the faster that we accept it, the easier for us to move on. Ayan.
Mhm.
Tapos, Nay, okay, there is a
Mm.
comment from Kiisa here, which is a very interesting question. Sabi niya, what are your thoughts daw that the questions are too generic this year?
Mm.
What do you think?
Alam mo,
Kasi,
ah, okay. Sasagutin ko
ikaw
yan,
muna, ikaw muna.
sasagutin ko yan. Okay.
Oo.
It's too generic, but what is the definition of generic for you?
Mm-mm.
It's just like generic, but you can hear it, every now and then,
Mm-mm.
or the question is just like even a 10-year-old kid could answer the question. Ano ba yon? Ano kaya yung definition mo? But when it comes to the question that was given tonight, I would say, those questions should be the questions that being asked. Why? Because you
Mm-mm.
saw you saw the girls. It's just like you already knew it. You already rehearsed it. It's been like
Mm-mm.
asked to you a million times. But this
Mm-mm.
time, the way you should be answering this is you should be bringing out your personality, your character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one that is being graded. Yung personality mo, yung
Yeah.
character mo, and then the way you handle it, I think that's the most important though.
Uh, okay.
Okay,
On my
last na, teka, baka makalimutan ko.
sige.
Kasi,
Uh,
balik tayo sa in 2019 when the the question that was thrown to Pasay Pawinsuda Druin
yeah.
about personal security and national security, that's
Yes.
gonna be a nerve-wracking question. You
Mm-mm.
will probably crash right
Yeah.
right there and then when you hear that question though, and then those
Yeah.
questions are too much, and then
Yeah.
even before, yes, some questions are layered questions. It shouldn't be being used. So the
Yeah.
question that was used tonight were just right for me.
Okay. Okay. On my end, yun kasi Nay, my
Mm,
perspective here was that in previous years, the top five questions have always been some sort of political
correct.
in nature. But I understand why some fans feel that these are less controversial questions or less politically laden. Because my perspective here is that they are veering away from political questions because one, if President Bukele is from the Middle East, her ancestry is from the Middle East, and
Mm-hmm.
Paula Shugart and majority of the Americans are pro-Israel. If that comes to a question on the current situation in Gaza with
Mm-hmm.
regards to Israel versus Hamas, there is no right there is no right answer to that. So if it goes
Mm-hmm.
there, nobody is going to move forward, even if they answer with the best answer that they can possibly end
Mm-hmm.
up giving, because there is no moving forward from that question. So that is, for me, the reason why they probably veered away from political
Yeah,
questions.
most
And
probably.
Vincent Jans here said President Bukele is Palestinian in origin, so which
Oh,
makes
see? Mm-hmm.
this situation even much more difficult. So now, if
Mm-hmm.
you have a top, there is a what do you call this? There is a question that you cannot go into in the top five that is political. Then might as well make everything not political in terms of your questions in the top five,
Correct.
because
Correct. Mm-hmm.
this is a landmine, especially
Mm-hmm.
with the current political situation globally nowadays. That is, everything can be um, any political ideology or any ideology that is against someone else's ideology can be cause for the cancel culture to take place. Kaya
Mm-hmm.
maybe my interpretation here is that maybe they want the girls to be protected away from these political questions, so that the girls are not canceled for having an opinion that is asked to them at an international stage. So maybe they are trying to keep the girls away from that. So I don't know if that makes sense with you.
That makes sense though. That makes sense though. It is because the government, El Salvador government, they are dealing now with economics, with the rebirth and
Yeah,
everything, right?
right.
So for them, economics is better than politics.
Yeah,
Kaya
yeah.
just to be
Mm-mm.
safe and be happy, why just we don't ask a personal question?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I
Mm.
agree. Okay, Vincent Jans says, questions were cut short. They don't want a talk-a-thon. They want to prioritize beauty over oratory. Beauty brings money. I guess the org realized that speech galore will not bring revenue. What are your thoughts with regards to that? Kasi on my end, I think this is a beauty pageant. So importante pa din that you crown someone that is universally thought of as pretty. What do you think, Nay?
Parang sa akin parang self-explanatory eh.
Mm,
'Di ba? Parang on
yeah.
that, on that particular argument, parang alam mo na rin yung
Oo.
sagot.
Oo.
Di ba?
Yeah, beauty pageant nga eh.
Beauty pageant eh.
Oo. So yeah, Vincent, yeah, I think
Sorry.
you pointed out, something that is, currently a debate with some pageant fans, because I think we have to be careful dahil lahat tayo may elemento na pwede tayong maging judgmental. Kasi
Mm,
nung panahon na gusto natin makuda yung winner, binigyan tayo ng Zozibini Tunzi, binigyan tayo ng Harnaz Kaur Sandu, pero we didn't really appreciate these strong speakers.
mhm,
Ngayon naman at they are giving us, face galore, meron at meron pa rin nasasabi
mm,
ang ilang fans. So
mm.
I think we really have to be very, let's check ourselves
Balanced.
kung are we
Mm,
are we being fair with our opinions, kasi they
mm.
gave us Bakuda, may nasasabi tayo.
Ayan.
They gave us
Oh,
face, may nasasabi rin tayo. So
sabi
maybe,
tayo.
chill lang tayo. Find
Mm,
the middle ground in between, being makuda versus being maganda. Pwede naman na na
mm.
half-half, 'di
Half,
ba?
oo.
50%
Balansin natin.
beauty, 50,
I-balansin
oo,
natin.
balance lang natin. Oo. There's a comment here from RDJ. RDJ, this is a very interesting na comment, kasi
Ano
sabi ni
daw?
RDJ Nay, there are
Ano
rumors
daw?
that Michelle should be in the top 5. They just didn't correct to avoid another Steve moment. There was a top 5 shared by a Latin account with Michelle in, and the camera at top 5 was shaky. I think this is Miss Universo SV, which is, I think, the official Miss Universe El Salvador account.
Mm,
And nai-post nila that in the top 5, there was no Antonia, but it was actually Michelle. So
mhm,
maybe nagkamali sila ng post, because inunahan nila yung announcement ng top 5 when they posted that.
mhm,
So perhaps there are instances din kasi that especially on my end, on the social media, na we jump the gun sometimes, na para mauna tayong makapag-post, we assume na lang na papasok si ganitong girl,
mm.
kaya yun na lang ipopost natin, and then only to find out later na tawag ito na iba pala yung
Mali pala.
pumasok. Oo,
So
mali
is
pala.
it,
So
I really don't know about this. Was it a
I
legit site? Legit ba ito?
it is a legit site, Nay. It is the
Mm,
official account of the Miss Universe El Salvador na
mm.
franchise. I will try to find a screenshot. Somebody, I think, sent me a screenshot of it. I will share to
Oh,
you
naku.
later para
That must be a huge boo-boo.
yeah, it has to be a huge boo boo. Yeah. Okay.
Mm,
Uh, Ayun, Vincent Janse said, I think with regards to our discussion earlier, he is agreeing with us, because he's saying beauty contests should not utilize too polarizing political questions. It can harm the girls and the brand of the organization itself. So tama din naman, para protected din yung mga girls and yung organization, because you don't want na it an international pageant would spark international condemnation for a very highly politically charged question, di ba?
mhm, mhm.
Um, Nasaan na ba tayo? So, nasaan na ba yung ating comments? Yun, sige isa. They can ask something that is not political but very relevant to current issues. Okay.
Tama. Mm,
Um,
mm. Puwede
which is
rin.
I think fair. Which is I think
Puwede
fair
'yun.
din naman ki
Mm,
isa. Yeah.
mhm,
Pwede yon, pwede yon. I kind of agree.
mhm,
Like for example, they can talk about what is current relevant ngayon, like the one that Shanice answered about pay parity between men and women. I think
mm,
that is very relevant in our conversation nowadays.
mm,
And then
mhm,
also the what do you call this? what do you call this, the question to Miss Australia, the final question to Miss Australia, where she personalized it by saying that if she wanted to live a life of another woman, she would want to live the life of her mom. So I think, that can be something that would give an insight to the people or the audience on who or what kind of girl is answering the question. So
Mm-hmm.
yes. Sabi ni John 79, IMG era hands down gave the best winners. Ako, I agree with that, Jon Snow,
Mm-hmm.
because we got Iris Mitiner, we've got
Mm-hmm.
Pia, we've got Catriona.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Josebini. So I think
Mm-hmm.
with sa akin na sa tingin ko IMG gave us a balance of uh, makuda and magandang wit.
Okay,
How
yeah.
about you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree too. I agree too. They produce amazing beauty title holders. You know, they
Oo.
they they pick the best, the brightest light in the Christmas tree.
Mm.
Yun na lang.
Oo. Oo.
Mm-mm.
And balance usually yung
Mm.
mga winners
Oo.
nila
Kasi
that
wala pa tayong comparison kay JKN tsaka kay IMG.
yes, I kind of agree with that because
Mm.
when JKN took over the Miss Universe organization, it was a transitional year. So we cannot really say
Correct.
that it was
Correct.
100%
Correct. Mm.
hers.
Yeah,
Uh,
but even if you compare IMG to the Trump era
mm,
is glamour. Trump
yes,
era is beauty. Trump era
yes,
is about elegance, right?
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
So two
And with
different things.
IMG, yeah, and with IMG, there is more social relevance at play,
Hmm.
I think.
Hmm.
Oo. Okay, here's a comment from Arthur Rent. Sabi niya, I think natuto na ang MUO to choose universally and commercially beautiful winner. That is an that are articulate winners like Zozie and Harnaz. Kaya tingnan nyo, nagsuffer ang financial stability
Aray
ng
ko, aray ko,
MUO. Oh.
aray ko. Naku, Art, sa tingin mo ba, Jinky Oda, yung dalawang babaita na yun, grabe. Na Jinky Oda ba? Ganun ba?
Ayan, kaya
Nakakatawa
siya
to si Art talaga.
kaya kaya natatawag si Naina Belia Flores kasi yung mga simpleng hirit niya na it's usually funny can be interpreted na ay si Manay maldita. but
Ikaw
but
talaga,
yeah.
may sumpa, ganon. Art, asa ka ba, Art? May sumpa,
Uh,
ganon.
so,
Ikaw
Art is
talaga.
based in is a Filipino based in Madrid. Yeah.
Oh, nako.
Oo.
Latina pala tong
Ay,
si Art.
puyat yan ngayon kasi hating gabi or gabi na sa kanila
Mm,
sa
mm.
sa Madrid.
Kumukuda-kuda pa, chumichika-chika pa. Mm.
Oo.
Hating gabi
Ayan.
na. Oh.
Kiisa is pointing out that Shanice
Mm.
is a Miss World alumni. So we got another winner from the pageant.
Oh, that's nice.
Um,
That's nice.
kasi si Shanice was a top 40 finisher at Miss World. So hindi siya
Nine,
masyado dikit sa kanya
um,
yung Miss World na association kasi ang layo niya from the crowd.
malayo. Malayo
Yes.
pala. Ano
This
yan?
this time
20, ano yan? 20
19
recently?
2020. Recent lang.
Ah.
Probably 3 4 years ago. I'm not sure if
Mm,
19 or 2020. I have to find back yung aking uh, article on that
mm,
kasi I
mm.
think I
Okay.
mentioned that there are at least 10 candidates that are
Mm,
crossovers.
mm, mm.
Shanice is one
So,
of them.
oh, is one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So in that case, Jason, now we can say that the these girls, they really have a heavy, inkling
Resume.
on their advocacy, though, right?
Yeah.
Kasi
Right. Yeah. Right.
if
Maybe
you're coming from Miss World, that means veterana ka na sa advocacy, di ba?
yes.
Somehow, may
Yes.
transformational leadership ka na doon. Somehow.
Yes.
Mm?
Somehow, yeah. I
Mm.
kind of agree. Oo. Um, so there nasa na ba tayo? Wait, yung mga bagong comments na ano na what do you call this, na pumasok. Okay, Pancho Polo says, IMG gave us the most modern pageants. It's an underrated move. Unfortunately, both older and younger fans never appreciated it. We're stuck to the notion that pageants need to be about face. Okay, Pancho Polo, I would have to agree with that. Modern winners, yes. Modern pageants, no. Because under IMG, naranasan ko na manood ng Miss Universe sa mezzanine ng isang hotel.
Hollywood
Naranasan
Hotel,
natin ang
Planet Hollywood.
naranasan natin yung napaka-dry na pageant entertainment ng isang pageant na panay kuda, na
Mm.
walang glamour, walang
Walang
enough,
culture, walang sayaw, walang
oo,
something.
walang correct.
At
So in
at
terms,
nanood ng pageant sa basketball court.
yes. So let's so let's not over glorify din naman ang IMG because they did a lot of things wrong. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
it was during the IMG that they instituted the continental grouping. Yes, I
Mm.
agree. They did well on in terms of their winners. They gave us Demile, they gave us Pia, they gave us Catriona, but they also were the ones that um, nag-mezzanine ng preliminaries dahil um, wala silang na-book na na-book na venue on time of the pageant. Tapos sila din yung nagpo-postpone ng mga pageants from this year to the next year. Kaya nauso yung dalawang editions in just 1 year. We had Andrea Mesa na ang kanyang reign is only around 8 to 6 months. So let's
Mm.
not glorify din naman yung naging achievement ng IMG because marami din silang palpak.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. Clean game. Sabi niya, ano sanang part ng pageant ang gusto ninyong binago o pinaganda pa? Ikaw, Nay, with Miss Universe,
Again.
what parts of the pageant that gusto mo sana binago or pinaganda for this edition?
Actually, wala akong makitang flow eh.
Mm-mm.
Wala akong, I mean visually, wala akong
Oo.
makitang flow. Tsaka alam ko
Oh,
and then their daily activities.
oo.
Kaya alam ko na
Oo.
about transformational leader that was not really highlighted this year. But if you will
Oo.
be doing that one, probably the pageant will last for hours. Ano tayo,
Yeah.
yung tatagalan? Parang
Oo. Oo.
ganon. Parang ganon. Pero
Oo.
pero when the top 10 were called ba, top 10 or top 20, they
Mm-mm.
gave a little snippets about what they were
The
doing right back
girls.
home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Siguro hindi lang
Yeah.
tayo masyadong naka-focus doon, hindi rin natin masyadong narinig. Pero I
Oo.
think they did snippets of what they need to show.
Mm-mm. I think
Mm.
in terms of experience for the candidates, for the press people, undoubtedly there is nothing that can be, what do you call this, can be asked dahil all out nga ang El Salvador this year. Probably, maybe on the opening, a little bit more, I don't know, flavor. Maybe on my end, a little bit more culture. Siguro mga dancers and music that is uniquely Salvadorian. Sana na-highlight at the opening during the, what do you call
Mm.
this, during the introduction of the candidates para there is a little bit more festive mood.
Pwede.
Other than
Pwede.
that, I think yun lang yung pwedeng idagdag na that could have made the, what do you call this, the pageant a little bit more enjoyable. However, in terms naman doon sa stage, ang ganda ng stage. I like the stage. I like the fact that habang naglalakad yung mga girls sa stage, yung LED screens dun sa floor nagbabago.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's showcasing the sea, sometimes it's showcasing volcanoes, sometimes it's showcasing waterfalls. So on that end, I think they did well in terms
Mhm.
of the stage design. And Nai, I think El Salvadorian kasi yung nag-stage design this year. Kaya I think um, he took into consideration mga tourist spots in El Salvador and put that on the stage. Hindi lang masyado in your face or
Yeah, in your
blatantly
yeah.
in your face yung mga references na yon.
Mhm. Well, in
Ayun.
fact, in all the video clips, they showed naman the dances and everything, right? Yeah.
Right.
Remember that if you're doing a production, let's say if you will be involving dancers and musicians and all those stuff
Mm-mm.
on stage, it would be huge. Number one, sa practice lang, inaabot sila ng alas 10, alas 11 ng gabi, alas 12 ng gabi sa mga practices. So if you would include
Oo.
all those dancers and artists and everything, it's
Oo.
gonna be huge,
Yeah.
the preparation would be so much.
Yeah.
Kasi
Yeah.
kapag nag-rehearsals ka ng ganon, kailangan hindi lang yung segments, iraran mo the whole thing yun para makita mo kung gaano katagal, tsaka kung gaano cohesive yung production mo. Yeah. Maganda
Mm-mm.
sana or
Mm-mm.
whatever, pero baka nahirapan sila. Yeah, just to give credit
Mm-mm.
to the efforts they made, yeah, to put up a pageant like that.
And
Baka.
logistics din. Logistics din
Mm,
kasi pagiging problema din ang logistics niyan kasi the more
mm,
people on stage, naiintindihan ko din na the more
mm.
people on stage, the more possibilities that
Gastos. Yeah.
gastos at
Mm,
the more possibilities that things can go wrong kasi
yeah.
masyadong maraming rekado to
Mm.
think of.
Sino nagtanong yan, Jason? Sino nagtanong yan? No?
Wait, this slide up ko na masyado. Si Clean Game.
Si Clindy.
Sabi
Okay.
niya,
Alam mo,
ano sanang part ng pageant ang gusto niyong
mm,
binago o pinaganda
mm,
pa?
mm. Alam mo, ang isa pang maganda pala dito, Clindy, okay, we've
Mm-mm.
been covering pageants since when? I forgot.
You started
Since
in
when?
2010, Nay. Ako, I started
Then,
in actually, sa Doral, sa
mm,
bleachers.
okay. alam mo, alam mo, of all national costume night,
Mm-mm.
ito lang ang napuno ang gymnasium. Gymnasium ba siya, di ba? Ito lang ang
Yes, gymnasium siya.
punong-puno. Nung prelims, hindi daw puno. Itong national costume, punong-puno. Itong finals, punong-puno. Okay, theory number one. Theory number one is, for a national costume, okay, by the way, ang presyuhan ng prelims is $500. Presyuhan.
Mm-mm.
Ang national costume, ang presyuhan is $400. Ang presyuhan ng finals is 500 and 1,000. Okay? Ngayon, let's say, okay na yung prelims. Sige, if you really want to spend that much, go for prelims. But for a national costume, to spend $400 for a national costume, which is more pricey than watching Adele, watching Ed Sheeran. And
Yeah.
then for an El Salvadorian citizen to spend that much, it's huge. Pero napuno.
Yes.
Okay? Theory
Oo.
number one. Baka itong mga ito is sponsored by the government. Why?
Pwede.
Why? Sa lahat ng inatinan ng correspondence namin sa Sash Factor, sa lahat ng inatinan namin all other national costume na inatinan namin is, or not even prelims, mga naka-sandals lang or nakamaong or naka-casual. Ito
Semi-formal.
mukhang, oo,
Ito
oo,
talagang
semi-formal.
formal.
Ito mukhang nag-memo si Mayor ng, oy, mag-bis kayo Mali, ba, naisip lang namin don't quote me for this, ano lang namin, theory lang namin, oy, mag-bis
Oo.
kayo libre na nga yung ticket nyo, kailangan doon makita nila na maayos kayo Ano mo yung mga
Oo.
ganong culture? Baka lang. Pero this is a different show. This is a different thing na ever happened in Miss Universe history.
Okay, Nay, sabi ni Vincent Janset, top 20 is too much for me. It should only be top 15. Also, they should not keep changing the format year after year. What do you think of that?
Uy, we really cannot dictate,
Dictate?
we really cannot, paano ko masasabihin nyo, parang short of saying na, hindi natin hawak ang show. Right? Okay,
Mm-mm.
I'll give an example. Let's say kung hindi top, kunyari gusto mo top 15 and then fan vote 16, right? Top 16. Eh
Mm-mm.
paano kunyari for example si Bianca Manalo. Pinili mo lang top 16, si Bianca Manalo pala 17. Eh di sayang, di ba?
Oo. Oo.
Di top 20 mo na para kumbaga malaki ang chance of winning kung sino man yung gusto mo, kung sino man yung manok
Mm-mm.
mo. Yeah, the
Mm-mm.
more, ang maganda doon is yung, mas maganda nga yung top 20 kasi
Mm-mm.
malaki yung window na pagpipilian. And then if your manok is
Yes.
just like malaki chances of winning. Kasi malaki ang
Yes, I
chance na
agree.
matawag. And then yung manok mo,
Oo.
kapag napasok na sa top 20, lumaban na siya para makuha niya yung top
Mm-mm.
10.
Mm-mm.
Tama yun, tama yun.
Correct.
Sa tingin ko, mas gusto
Correct.
ko top 20 than top 15 or top
Okay.
16. Mm.
I think on my end din naman,
Sa tingin
Nay,
ko pero syempre kung ano yung opinion mo, I respect naman.
tingin ko naman, Nay, yung top 20 allows, tama yung sinabi mo about there's more window of choices. I think because of what I've seen in the top, who made top 20 this year, na diverse, there is representation from Europe, there is representation from Africa, there is representation from Asia, from North and Latin America, from the Caribbean. I think tama lang yung top 20. Um, it works din pala because you see top 20 in the swimsuits cut down to half to top 10 for the evening gowns, cut down to 5, cut down to 3. I think this edition shows that it can work program wise. In terms naman doon sa optics, having a more diverse set of candidates, may nakaburkini, may doctor, may lawyer,
Mhm.
may black,
Tama.
may brunette, may Latina, may Asian. It tells
Mhm.
you that they are serious when they are talking about inclusivity, they're talking about representation, because you have
Correct.
the first Black Miss Spain making top 10. You have the first wedded mother with kids,
Mhm.
making top 5. You have the first plus size woman to make top
Mhm.
20 in Miss Universe this year. So in terms of visuals, in terms of optics, they are able to embody what they are talking about in terms of inclusivity, in terms of representation, in terms of diversity in thought, in skin color, in race, in different areas.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
It's more diverse.
tama lang din,
Tama lang.
oo, tama lang
Tama
din,
lang.
oo.
Tama lang. Kasi hindi
Um,
mo alam. Let's say, yung top 15, those are the, what they call this, is mainstream. Di ba?
yeah,
Mainstream. And then, nag-add sila, okay, from the mainstream, let's add a mom. Let's add,
yeah.
someone who's been marginalized before. Tama yun. Tama
Mm-mm.
lang yun.
Okay. So, Nay, we've been talking about the Miss Universe organization like for the last an hour and 30 minutes. So, any final thoughts before we end yung live stream natin? Uh,
Mhm.
ano sa tingin mo what are the takeaways that we can get from this year's edition?
Mm. Mhm. Okay. My takeaway would be daig ng well-prepared ang maganda.
Yeah.
Okay. Ang point ko is when you are going to an international pageant, be it Miss Universe, Miss World, or whatever Miss, you really have to do your homework not well, but very, very, very well. Okay?
Mm-mm.
Take the case of Shanice.
Mm-mm.
Shanice, Nicaragua, they have no Sash Factor. Shanice, yeah, you said she has an experience of Miss World before, but
Yeah.
it's just like a mere experience kind of thing because she wasn't able to compete into the higher placement, right?
Yeah.
But from that point, she was able to develop that kind of of uh, uh, I would say that kind of ano ba tawag doon yung perseverance and
Yeah.
resilience and
And growth din, and
o
personal growth and evolution.
yung growth mo and development mo into a true warrior, into a true
Yeah.
Miss Universe Olympian, right? To do everything for you to win. Number one,
Mm-mm.
preliminaries. Nakita niyo naman ang preliminaries niya, talaga I mean, hindi siya nag-relax, lumaban talaga siya, di ba? Talagang eye to
Yeah.
eye, tooth for a tooth. And then pati national costume, pinatos. Wala akong
Yes.
nakitang ibon na lumuhod at nagwagay-way pa. You know what?
Yes.
That feathers alone, probably it would probably weigh 20, 30 kilos, 25
Yeah.
kilos or something. Para iwagay-way mo yun.
Approximately around 20,
Yeah, ganun
25
yun.
kilos. Yeah.
Ganun yun. Yeah, in order for you to wagayway that pakpak, you really
Mm-mm.
need to have a strong core. Ayan,
Yeah.
hihiramin ko muna sa kaibigan kong kay John Quay about that core. You really have that strong core before you get there. Kasi yung
Yeah.
una mag-hold sa iyo on how strong you will be spiritually, physically, psychologically, and everything para makayanan mo yon. Number three,
Mm-mm.
nakita niyo naman yung finals. Hindi siya bumitaw.
Yeah.
So, preparedness.
Yeah.
Yung talagang nag-prepare ka and everything. And then, I'm not really sure kung uh, nagpakita siya ng culture sa mga everyday events or something. I'm not really sure about that. But it is one of the elements, for them to make pansin about Nicaragua, about her culture, about her nation. Yun.
Mm-mm.
Yun lang. Sana prepared talaga.
Yeah.
And then, about the gown or whatever, choose whatever gown you want. You are
Mm-mm.
most comfortable with. Sa mga
Yes.
Pilipino, tayo, masyado tayong hypercritical or judgmental or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do your own thing. If you want this and then you can pull it off, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
And then wag tayo yung masyadong kung gusto niya maging mangkukulam sa costume niya, so be it. Kung kaya mo rin naman eh. Why not? Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Di ba? The
Uh,
thing is, give the girl the freedom to choose what they like to do. Kasi sila ang lumalaban, hindi ikaw. Ikaw, nandito ka lang, wala kang role kundi just to support. Yun lang.
yes.
So
Yes.
preparedness number one. Yun lang. Mm.
So on my end, I think if there is a takeaway from me here is that sounding off from what you mentioned about the Filipino fans being hypercritical, because we've seen that uh, played in this edition, whether fans being hypercritical of a certain candidate from a neighboring country, or being hypercritical of somebody else's opinion. Anytime I post anything that is contrary to popular sentiments, is met with passive aggressiveness, is met with opposition. And I think we need to start being people who are
Fair.
chill
Fair.
and
Ako gusto
fair
ko
and chill.
fair.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Fair lang.
Kasi ano lang din eh, there are reasons why we are putting someone on our list. There are reasons why we are not putting someone on our list. And with what I've learned this year is that muntik nang yung 1-2 punch ko ang nanalo this year. The mere fact that Antonia ended up as first runner-up, the highest Asian placement this year, tells
Mm.
us that even if we are hypercritical of someone else, if that person performed, nagustuhan siya ng mga judges,
Mhm.
our opinions does not matter.
Mhm.
Just as much as my opinion of your opinion does not matter.
Mhm.
Okay?
I
So
agree.
let's take a chill pill next time that we treat the girls, like human
Yeah,
beings.
yeah, yeah, with
Uh,
respect. With respect.
with
Yeah.
respect, with respect.
Mhm.
Kasi
Mhm.
um, it ultimately boils down to how do we look to a larger audience.
Mhm.
That is why I give recognition to people who earned it, to the candidates who earned it, and if not, I'm not hypercritical anymore like I used to. So
Mhm.
these are areas that needs to be changed or needs to be adjusted, but ultimately the choice is on the girls and the choice is on the
Correct. Mhm.
organization
Mhm.
who they want to win,
Mhm.
to win or to crown. So
Mhm.
I do hope that because everyone seems to be on board with Shanice of Nicaragua's win as Miss Universe, I do hope that as we move forward, we support her.
Correct.
There will
Correct.
be challenges I think that she will be facing because this is going to be a change in leadership,
Mhm.
full change in leadership with Paula Shugart leaving the organization. So we need to give her the kind of support that she needs in order to make her reign successful. Wag
Correct.
not, let's not pull politics down because our bets didn't win or we didn't agree with the results. Let's put that aside because we already have someone uh, who has already won the title, and it's time for us to rally behind her because guys, ito yung gusto kong maintindihan nating lahat. This is something that I want everyone to understand and to really ponder about. If we don't support the Miss Universe organization, we don't support their leadership, we don't support their pageant, titiklop yan. It will end.
Mhm.
It will
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah,
cease to
yeah.
exist. And without Miss
Yeah.
Universe,
And yeah.
saan tayo pupulutin, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
whether or not we support Kun An, we support Shanice, whether or not these are the people in the leadership that we support, remember, if those people are not there, the Miss Universe will organization will not survive.
Correct.
So let's set aside our differences in opinion. Let us set aside being judgmental of the organization, of the people in leadership, because right now they need the support because there are incoming unprecedented changes in the organization and how it is being run. So if they don't have that support, they will cease to exist, and so does our most favorite, most
Mhm.
empathetically supported pageant in the world. So kung wala sila, walang Miss Universe,
Mm.
wala tayo.
Wala na
Wala tayong
tayo.
mga
Wala na tayo.
fans.
Wala, hindi na tao.
Diba?
Hindi na tayo happy. Diba?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the thing
So,
is, okay, another thing gusto ko lang i-ano sa mga audience mo, Jason,
mm-mm,
na tayo being Pinoy, parang
mm-mm.
we have the highest standard when it comes to beauty pageant. You know,
Yes.
every single tiny little bit, we make comments, sometimes our comments are parallel to some kind of bashings.
Mm-mm.
Um, Masyado tayong parang na-entitled na kasi, we've been placing for so many years. We've got two Miss Universe crowns in just a flash, right?
Yeah.
So for us, we don't, for us, let's say, dalawang beses, tatlong beses lang tayo nakapanood ng Miss Universe or something, we feel
Mm-mm.
like we are now experts.
Mm-mm.
Now we can predict, and then we know the winning qualities. We know how to to make up the. I mean, to to create a beauty queen. We feel like we can do everything because we're good, we're the
Yeah.
best. You know what?
Yeah.
It's not the case. It's not the case because the standard is not the Filipino standard. The standard is the Miss Universe standard. So whatever the standard they put on that year, that would be the standard that they're going to use that
Yeah.
year. So
Yeah.
the PIA standard before is not relevant anymore. The Catriona standard before is not relevant anymore right now. So every single year they are making some changes. They are making their own standards or substandards according to the objective of that year. So
Yes.
do not compare. Do not compare. The most that we can do is support our, let's say, if you have a bet, if you have your own candidate, just support. No, don't judge. Don't ever say that, oh, because of the gown or because of the national costume, because it's not fair.
Mm-mm.
It's not fair because those girls, they chose that gown, they chose that national costume for a reason that we may not know. So give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them whatever reason they had in mind when they chose that kind of dress or that kind of
Yeah.
costume. Yeah. Teka, Jason, may huli-huli ako nakita dito about Michelle eh.
Mm.
I think
Wait.
di lang naman si Michelle D. Ano to?
Okay, Vox Ruiz says, I think di lang naman si Michelle D ang nag-effort. I think it's everyone's win. So tama din naman siya
That's
na
right.
lahat
That's
naman
right.
sila
That's right, Joe.
nag-effort. Lahat ng
That's right,
candidates
John. Mm-hmm.
nagpursige.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Michelle, I don't know Michelle. I haven't talked to Michelle. Or we don't have any personal relationship or something, but she did her job very well. So
Mm-mm.
if you are watching this, Michelle, you did a very good job. Honestly,
Mm-mm. And
honestly.
I think just to interject din, every girl did their best, whether they make
Mm-hmm.
semis, they make top 10, they make top 5. I think all of them gave
Mm-hmm.
the effort to be in this
Mm-hmm.
competition, to be in this pageant.
Correct.
So the least thing that we can do is to applaud them for the efforts
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah, all of them. All
they've
of them.
given into, because all of
Yeah,
us owe it to these ladies because they did their best. Because if they
yeah.
didn't do their best, then eme-eme lang. Hindi magiging successful itong Miss
Yeah,
Universe
kaya tama
pageant
si
if
Vox Ruiz.
none.
Yeah,
Oo.
I
Yeah.
think everybody won.
Yes.
Mm.
And everybody, is a winner because tawag ito, there is something, there's this movie kasi na napanood ko before. Um, I think it's Audrey Hepburn. And I think it's My Fair Lady. In that
Mm.
movie, she says that the difference between how Lord Pickering and the professor looks at her, that Lord Pickering treats her like a lady. And the professor will always see her as a gutter snipe. And I think that
Mm.
applies here because if we see each and every candidate as winners, then they're all winners.
Mm-hmm.
By virtue of their being in the Miss Universe competition, they are winners of their national pageants. Whether or not they are powerhouses, whether they are not Sash Factor countries,
Mm-hmm.
these ladies are winners in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
So we should treat them, with the respect that they deserve as
Mm-hmm.
human beings like us, because after all of the criticisms, after all the lists of who is the best in swimsuit, the best in the pageant, they will all go home after the Miss Universe pageant as women whose lives are transformed.
Correct.
And I think the takeaway here for them is that their lives are much better because
Better.
of the Miss Universe
Mm-hmm.
experience. So
Mm-hmm.
let us not ruin that for them.
Correct.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let them leave the competition feeling like they were supported and that people were rooting for them. So yun lang.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sabi nga, di ba, sinasabi ko parati, Jason, na after this competition, the girls will go home with a better worldview. And I
Yes.
thank you. Di ba?
Ayan. Thank you very
Isipin mo,
much,
yeah.
Nay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Go, as you were saying?
Nawala na ako. Nakalimutan ko, sasabihin ko.
Okay.
Mm,
So anyway, as I was saying, thank you very much for
mm,
giving us the time. Guys, Nai Larry is
mm,
based in Canada. So it is a very huge favor to us that he joined our live stream because he really gave us very insightful mga commentaries throughout this live stream. So maraming salamat, Nai Larry, for
you're very much
really
welcome.
for always supporting us.
Alam
Even
mo naman,
even nung
never ako naggaganito ikaw lang
kaya nga eh. Guys, isipin nyo, nung umalis ako sa Sash Factor, I never felt that I was never part of the family ng Sash Factor. Kasi kahit na nakikita kami, it feels like I'm still part of the Sash Factor kahit na independent vlogger na ako at this point. And I really owe it to the leadership of Nay Larry, Sir Bricks, to my friends in Sash Factor like Andy Kaina, to have always made me feel like I'm still part of the Sash Factor
Mm,
family. And the mere fact that Nailari is here makes my heart really,
mm,
warm because it felt like nothing has changed. It felt
mm.
like
Alam mo naman,
the,
well
the,
loved ka
the,
naman
the thank you, Nay. Thank you, Nay.
Mm,
And
mm,
on my end, the feeling is mutual. Mahal na mahal ko din ang pamilya ko sa Sash Factor. So
mm.
maraming salamat
You're
po
very much
dito sa
welcome.
favor na ito. Ayan,
Yeah.
guys, I really apologize. I want to make this a longer live stream, but I have to leave because I have something in plan that is related to something with Miss Earth. So wish me luck. Wish me
Okay.
luck ngayon kasi
Uh,
maghahabol ako ng gagawin for Miss Earth because I want now to elevate Miss Earth in our coverage because
mm,
I think the Miss Earth brand needs our support and help. So please, I hope that when I launch my coverage starting December 1 for Miss Earth, you would give it the same kind of support that you've given through our Miss Universe coverage. Okay? So thank you
okay.
very much, Nailari.
You're
Thank
very
you
much
very much
welcome.
to all the people that join us in our
Na
live
nagstay,
stream.
all those people who
Uh,
stayed, thank you.
Yes, salamat po ng marami and see you in our next live stream. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel here on YouTube and leave a thumbs like on our live stream for this to be more pushed, for this content to be more pushed to more audiences. Ayan. Maraming salamat,
Okay.
Nay, and see you
Okay,
again
thank
soon,
you. Bye-bye.
everyone.
Okay, good
Bye,
night. Good night, guys.
everyone.
Bye-bye.